We're trying to make a 5-6 minute short movie that tells a story.
This is the coolest thing we did in school because we're making a film and it's very fun.
We never really get to do things like this. We've been learning about silent films.
This movie was called A Voyage to the Moon, and it's still inspiring people today.
I've been thinking of ideas to write like film.
What's the first thing we see? Imagine the film in your head. We see what? Put your hand up if you can tell me. We see a cave. Good. So I put another camera over here to shoot the person that she's looking at in the window. So that will be another shot. So I've used one shot there, 2 shots there.
The thing I like about silent film is the way they have to use their faces instead of talking, because that usually looks really funny. The best thing that we did today was kind of learning all the different parts of the fish's journey, but I also enjoyed learning about silent films and stuff. That was fun as well.
The day has actually focused them down to actually thinking about what happens to the fish, the process of the fish from the sea, to when we eat the fish.
At first I was a wee bit sceptical because how are we going to make a silent film about fish and chips, but you did it in such a great way that the children made their own ideas and they ran with it.
Camera rolling!
Action!
Philip just seeking revenge because he's got separated from his family.
It's really important that the children understand completely the course of the production of fish, and it also gives the children an opportunity to see that the people involved in that process, from those catching the fish right through to the very end where it ends up in a chip shop or in their freezer back home.
That's what net fishing does, and line fishing will take each of these one out at a time.
We had a display of fresh fish for the kids to see, and we let them see what the fish that goes on their plate looks like.
Can anybody tell me what this is here?
It's a mystical world under the ocean, and when you look at the reaction when they saw the different faces of the fish, the fact that they were like, oh look at that, it's like a monster, or that one looks like a shark, straight away it hits home with the children, and you can see the creative minds.
If they're eating any fish product now, they'll want to know what's in it, what is the species, and they were really, really engaging, and I learned actually from them.
I think Simon bringing the actual fish in was amazing. The children really enjoyed that hands-on, they really enjoyed touching the fish, and I think it was an experience that certainly most of them will never have had before. And I think film is a wonderful medium for that. It's very inclusive. We have deaf children in school, and certainly the silent film genre is perfect for those children.
Sometimes I find that children learn best whenever they're learning from each other and they're making their own ideas, and then they're making these links and connections.
They're coming together, they're learning from each other, and they're having an opportunity to develop their skills. Some people are great at directing, and some children are absolutely great in front of the camera. Some children just love being behind the camera and coming up with their ideas, and being very creative in relation to their storyline. So there's something for every child, irrespective of their ability.
I like doing silent movies because they're really fun to do.